I have to make a video. Dude, I just had the craziest weekend, and it's all because I completely let go and I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna follow every impulse I have and see where it leads me. So, Saturday morning, I woke up and I was just like, what's my highest excitement right now? And the first thought was to go to Woodstock, which is like 2.5 hours up from New York. Like, where the Woodstock happened, like Jimi Hendrix, like that Woodstock. So I take the bus, and I was only gonna be there for the day. And I get there, and the bus ride was so awesome, dude. Um, and I get there, and the last time I went there was in 2018. Pretty much after a month after I got divorced, and I was just like, dude, I need to get away from everyone and everything right now and just have some me time. And that started my whole spiritual journey. Like, I ended up discovering Lisa A. Romano on YouTube during that trip. So I get to Woodstock at the same bus stop I remember, had some soup, got some bread from a bakery, got some coffee, and then took an Uber to the Buddhist temple that I went to before. And I just wanted to meditate and just enjoy the snow and the scenery and the quietness, and the air was just so fresh. And I ended up having a wonderful conversation with a guy at the bookstore that's part of the temple. Um, and when I got to the temple, I asked like if I could just like meditate, or like what was the best room for me to be in, and they're like, you could just stay in the main room. So I ended up just staying there and then kind of like explored around. And I was also asking them like if at any point in the future is it possible, like can I live there and volunteer there? And they were like, yeah, like they have programs like that. Um, and something about I forgot what they called it. It was the monk challenge. So you can stay there and you'll get up at 4 a.m., you'll meditate, you'll help take care of the temple, you'll go to the lectures, and just like basically meditating for hours in between all of that. So I'm gonna keep that in mind. I feel like that was brought up to me for a reason. So and then I got on the bus at like 10, not 9 p.m. Yeah, it was 9. And I didn't get to New York until like a little bit after midnight. I think I got back to my apartment by like 1 a.m. And then, so that was my Saturday. And then on Sunday, I had, I woke up with that sense of like, oh God, there's so much for me to do. Like, I just started thinking about work and all of my obligations there. And I was just like, we're not doing this. So I was like, all right, again, what is my highest excitement? And it was to do a podcast with Ari. But before that, I really felt like, all right, I kind of just needed to move my body a little bit more. I was walking around quite a bit in Woodstock, but did some yoga, went to the gym. Oh, and before all that, I made my uncle, he was off today, so I made him some coffee and an egg sandwich, which my mom does for him every Sunday. So since she's not here right now, and she's helping take care of my new baby nephew, which is, dude, so much happened this weekend. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so after I went to the gym, got ready to do the podcast with Ari, but I also wanted to go to, there was going to be a jazz performance at a church in Manhattan. And I I figured the time would conflict doing the podcast with Ari plus me being there. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to follow my highest excitement. Like, if it's fun to record and like we got a flow going on, I'm not going to stop that. Like, we'll just keep going. We're recording and we just kept getting like, there were so many bugs on the Riverside app. Like, it just kept freaking crashing on me. So honestly, I kind of took that as a sign too. So we both agreed we'll just do it at a better time. So I went instantly to the church, had a beautiful time. That's just so cool, dude. Like a jazz session at a church. And another crazy synchronicity, a model and actress that I pretty much have a crush on. Her name is Magdalena, and I don't know, what do you call, I guess, a pastor at a church? Well, that dude was talking in the middle of so like the jazz performers would play a song, there would be like a little sermon, back to the song, a prayer, song. Yeah, it just kept going back and forth, which is so cool. But then he started talking about a story about her name is Magdalena, isn't it? Or he was telling me, oh, whatever, like there's a city or something that Jesus went to, and the point was that like while Jesus was helping and serving people, like he wasn't going after like the rich people or the people that were in power. Like he was going to the everyday people to help them directly. So the fact that he just brought up Magdalena, it's just like so crazy. And I was just so into her today. Side note. I love the synchronicity. So after that event happened with the jazz, the cutest older woman just came up to me, like just started talking to me. Anyway, we were just like talking. She was like, "Is this your first time here?" And blah blah blah, kind of like that small talk. And then she just asked me. She was like, "What are you doing after this?" And I was just like, "I thought I was, just going back home. Like I might record again with my friend." And she was just like, "Well, I'm going to another event in Brooklyn if you'd like to come." And she was like, "I think you'd really enjoy it." And I was like, "Okay." I just said yes. So we just took the subway together into Brooklyn, and I ended up at this beautiful temple. It was huge, dude, from the inside, like multiple floors. And I didn't eat all day. I had a banana on the Uber on the way to the church. That was it. And I had gone to the gym. Dude, I was starving. And that was kind of like low-key my plan. I was just like, dude, I just want to eat and go home, honestly. But then when she invited me, I was like, all right, clearly she's inviting me for a reason. So, dude, like how crazy is this? We go inside, I take my shoes off, and we're sitting for a lecture. And the lecture is titled The Art of Focus. And it's about how when you have basically it was just like a lecture on, sorry, there's so much that happened. It was basically a lecture about how when you set a goal to help others, to serve your highest good, there's going to be many distractions along the way, and you might come across like blockages and stuff like that. And he was talking about how the dude that wrote I'm sorry, my mind's a complete blank. Basically, I'll put it in the description. My brain is completely blanking out. Basically, this dude spent 40 years trying to bring the word and teachings of Krishna into the West. Bhagavad Gita. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Dude, it's like in my brain. Yeah, that book, that really famous book. Basically, when he translated it into English, the manuscript was stolen from him. I had no idea about that. So basically, it was the perfect talk for me. Like, it was exactly what I needed to hear. And I got to ask the question of like, how do I balance being in the digital world with this physical world? So the lesson there is, dude, I'm definitely going to spend a lot less time on my phone. Like, that was just confirmation that I needed to hear, honestly. Like, the world doesn't revolve around me. The world's not going to miss me if I'm away for a little bit, and it's not selfish. Like, if anything, like, my cultivating that energy within me is going to do way more than me being physically present online. Anyway, then after that lecture was over, We got served food. Like some of the best vegan food I've ever had in my life, dude. It was, and I was hungry too. Like, dude, it was so perfect. And then that woman who I originally came with ended up like talking with another group, and I think she went upstairs like to this like other song and dance event that they were having. Then this Vietnamese woman comes directly to me, and she was kind of like staring at me beforehand, but as soon as the woman I was talking to left, she instantly came down to me, sat next to me, and we just like chatted for a good hour. And turns out she's going to be in Thailand this summer, the same time I'm going to be. So we exchanged numbers, and I'm hoping that I can meet her. And we're having dinner this week. It's Sunday right now, so we're going to have dinner either Tuesday or Wednesday. And then while I was talking to her, this other man came to me, and then another monk. And the four of us were just chatting for like another hour together and just sharing stories and just like sharing our faiths and our different beliefs. And so beautiful. What, dude? What a Sunday and a Saturday. Like, I was in freaking Woodstock. What the fuck? Dude, it's making me think, dude. Man. Like, yo, sometimes I wish I could just quit everything, quit my job. It hasn't even been 6 months there, but I don't know, dude. A part of me just wants to get rid of my apartment, get rid of all of my belongings, and just travel the world and find these temples to stay in that will feed you. Like, there's so much abundance in this world. And there's so many beautiful people that are going to take care of you. And I guess that's another, yeah. I love money too. I love the abundance of money. And I love that freedom that comes with it as well. Interesting, I'm staring at a lottery winning numbers right now. I don't know if that's a sign. Yeah, I get that's all I had to say. Like, it's so cool to just say yes to shit. Like, I love how random and cool and purposeful. Like, it seems random, but it's completely not. Like, dude, this weekend it was exactly what I needed. And how cool. Buddhist temple, church, Krishna temple. Like, wow. And I love meeting people and just like learning about their opinions on like their spiritual practices. And God is everywhere. God is everywhere. And God is also at my job. And there's unfinished. There's a journey for me there too, so I'm not gonna quit anytime soon, but thank you. Thank you to all of the beautiful souls I met this weekend. Thank you, God, for bringing me to all the places I was meant to be. And thank you to my heart and mind for always saying yes. And then I got to video chat with my 2-day-old baby nephew. Welcome to the world, Alex. And I think he smiled at me in the video. Dude. And then I just got home right now, and my dad was watching, I think it's Pixar, the Soul movie, and I love that movie. And I got to hug him before I came up here. I'm gonna start crying. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.